And welcome back, everybody. This is lesson 510, the percent circle and reading and interpreting circle graphs. So what we're going to do today is talk about the percent circle. I have a graph drawn up here on the board. A graph drawn up here on the board, so as we go through it, I just want to get my percent circle, which I'm going to drag out onto the board. I know it's kind of huge right now, but that'll be okay. I can make it smaller, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I make it kind of smaller. You'll notice that their percent circle has their percents on the outside. You'll notice there are some fractions in here. This line right here, this dotted line, would represent 1/10 of the entire circle. This dotted line would represent 1/8. So that kind of shows you a couple of fractions on here. Each individual line, though, is actually 1%. All of them equaling 100. So it basically measures a 360-degree circle, except we're not measuring degrees now, we're using percents. This line right here, the center line, is what I call my zero line, and this little crosshair is what I call the crosshair. That's where we're going to center our circle. So if I have a percent circle drawn, I drew this circle up, we want to be able to measure certain percent. So I take my percent circle and I set it right exactly on the center point of my circle. And let's kind of do this and make it so that we can at least see through the image. So here's my circle. I want to be able to measure each of these different sections. The way I'm going to do that, and this is more of a demonstration than anything else, is just like this. Let me go get my XY origin. You won't need to do that, but that's easy for me to do. All right, so now, here's my zero line. That's at exactly on 0%. I want to measure from this line to this line. I follow it all the way out here, and that looks to me like it is exactly on 20%. So I can label that first section of my circle graph with 20%. Now what I want to do is I take my percent circle and I'm going to rotate it so that my zero line, which was right here, now we'll rotate this way and be lined up right here. So I take it and I rotate my zero line all the way around until it lines up on my new line. And now that easily allows me to read this line to this line, this small piece right here. So if I see that's 0%, this line is 5, 6, 7. We're going to call that one 8%. So I can just write that, and then I just do the same thing. Rotate my percent circle, so now my zero line, you see how it moves all the way down to my next line. So now my zero line's here, and I'm going to read and measure this section right here. So I start here at 0. There's 5, 10, 15, 20. 25% is right here. 26, 27.5%. 27.5%. And then let's rotate it one more time. Bringing that zero line all the way over. Now you got to kind of read upside down, but you'll be okay. And I read from here to here now. So now I'm reading 0, 5, 10%. That looks to me to be about 15%. And then we do it one last time. Bring my zero line, line it up so it's nice and straight, and measure from here all the way to here, and that looks to me to be about 31%. Now, if I measured accurately, and I might be off by a little bit, if I have 31 plus 20 plus 8 plus 27.5 plus 15, if I add all those up, I should get 360 degrees. And let's just double check that just to see where we are, to see if we got it correct. Let's grab our calculators here. So I want to do 31 plus 20 plus 8 plus 27.5 plus 15 should be really close to 100, and it's actually 101.5%. That tells me I'm off by 1.5%, which is pretty acceptable, I think. So it's okay to be off just a little bit, but you want this column, when you add these up, to be as close to 360 as you can without going over. All right, moving on. We're going to review quickly with measuring and drawing angles. Easiest way to draw an angle, if I wanted to draw one that was a 45-degree angle, the first thing I need to do is to draw a straight line. So let's go get our straight line tool. We'll draw a straight line like that. Let's go get our protractor. Oh, I don't need that. Excuse me. Sorry, you guys. Let's go get our protractor. So I want to go into my math tools. I want to grab my protractor. Whoops. And I want to grab it right here. It's set exactly at 0 degrees. Set it on that line. There's 0. I want to go 45. Here's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. All I do is do this. 45 degrees. And let's go ahead and do that. Right there. It's about 45 degrees. And then all I need to do now is grab my straight edge and connect those two lines. So that's an angle that's about 45 degrees. Again, this should be just a review. Again, using the protractor, you want to line it up exactly on the vertex of your angle. That's the vertex right there. I'm going to label that. That might be angle A, B, put an arrow there, C, and we have angle CAB or angle BAC. So again, just a quick review on measuring and drawing angles. You're going to work in lesson 510 now, reading and interpreting graphs. They want you to estimate first, the estimate first, and then you actually write the percentages. I want you to measure those exactly. On the next page, again, you're going to estimate first, and then I want you to measure exactly so you can fill those in, get some good practice. On 155, you are to use your protractor to measure angles. You're going to draw angles, and then you're going to fill in some measurements from the forms below. All right, as you finish that page, then you should have another set of math boxes. I don't know that you'll get everything done tomorrow in class or today in class, but I think you'll have plenty of work to do. All right, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and it's time to get back to work. Have a great day. And remember, B212.